I'll show you this keyword and I'll show you constructor overloading and default constructor, parameterizer constructor. So how will you create constructors? How will you use them? One constructor inside another constructor, how to call, and this keyword plays what kind of role there. And let's go and understand that. So let me give you once again this. This is a reference variable which refers to current class objects. Current class objects means in the wherever you are, that class objects only it will refer. So that class objects means that class methods, that class, so variables, it will be referred. And it basically instance variables, okay? It refers to instance variables, instance methods, constructors. These three are referred by this keyword. This is used to refer instance variables in the current class. To call or to invoke one non-static method in another non-static method, you can use this keyword. This dot non-static method. You want to call non-static variable, you can use this dot non-static variable. So if there is a conflict, non-static variable and parameter name is same for any method or constructor, it doesn't matter. The parameter name and your instance variable name is same. To differentiate instance variable, just add this dot instance variable equal to the parameter name, so that the left spot wherever you're using this keyword, that will represent the instance variable. That is what I'm going to show you now. So let's go and create a student class. So what are the properties student have?
Name.
ID number.
ID, age.
Right? So that's I'm just taking a few of them, okay? So not everything, but few of them I'm taking properties. You can take many, so no issues. So let me create a default constructor. So private. So what is the constructor name?
Student.
Students.
Class name. Student.
Student. So class name and constructor name must be
Same.
Same.
Student. Private. The class name and constructor. This is the constructor, default constructor. Default constructor with private access modifier. So now I'll create another method here to print all the details of the student. Okay, so I'll take public void print student details. So I can call. So non-static method, how can you call the instance variables?
Using this dot. This dot.
This dot
This
name
dot
you can
name.
write. Can I write without this?
No.
Hmm?
No, sir.
No. Previously, how you have written, madam? Did I introduce this keyword previously?
No, sir.
Reference object.
Object reference.
Object reference, same class, why do you need an object reference, madam? Non-static variable in non-static methods, why do you need a object? Non-static variable to use in the non-static methods, why do you need object? That's what the basics are you're missing again. Go and refer variable topics again one more time and methods topics. I was keep on telling you, every week you keep that methods topic and variable topic. Did he throw anything for me? Any error?
No.
No, sir.
Instance variable you can call in instance methods. That's what I told in the variables childhood time of our Java. Did I tell at that point or not?
Yes, sir.
Non-static variables you can use in non-static methods directly.
Mm.
Go and check our notes, madams. It is there that point in the variable topic or not. You're forgetting the basics. That's the point. You have to practice or you go and read every day. That's what you need to do. That's you are not doing that. So, sir, what is the difference then this one and these two? Internally, compiler will call this dot ID. Internally, this dot. Even though if you don't write also internally, compiler will call this dot ID. Okay. Now let's go and create the object. Now, which constructor I'm going to call here?
Private constructor.
Which constructor we are calling in this line?
Private constructor.
What are the types of
Default
constructors?
constructor. Default
Default constructor.
That's the
Sir.
default.
Default constructor. There is no private constructor. Default constructor and parameterized constructor. Only two. Private is just what? You're giving permission for that. That's it.
Yeah.
Lavanya?
Yes,
Are
yes.
you clear? Are you
Yes.
clear?
Yeah, and I got it.
Yeah. Private and protected, public, default, these are just permissions.
Yeah, those are just access modifiers. Yeah.
Not just a access scope it is giving. Those keywords. Where to use, where not to use is going to tell by these 4 keywords only. Okay. Now, so this is the default constructor. Now, what are the values for this? Otherwise, I'll okay. So okay. So now I'm going to call S1 dot. So what are the values it will print?
We'll print the default values like string and all.
Who is giving all these default values? Who is constructing these default values?
Compiler.
Compiler, madam. Then you didn't read at all constructor part at all. I don't know why you people are not reading the topics.
Construct.
It constructs the values. How clearly it is given. Default constructor provides the default values to the object. Then where is your reading, madam? This is very bad. I'm telling, and you are not preparing properly and coming to the classes. One time you won't get, but you have to read 3 to 4 times. That's what the way you have to do that. Somebody will get first attempt only, but understanding the wordings is very important. See that all default values. So this is the string data type. That's why null. This is the integer. That's why 0. This is the string data type. That's why null. It is a double. That's why 0.0. Default values. Who is constructing? Who is giving the default values for these variables?
Compiler.
Just now I told again. You are telling
Compiler, sir.
Default constructor.
Default constructor.
default constructor,
Yeah.
not compiler.
Okay.
Default constructor is constructing these in default values for them, because you are not passing any values in the object line. So that's why this will construct the default values. Okay, so now I'm going to create at least I'll give 2 values with a parameterized constructor. So protected student, I'm going to give string name int ID. Okay, I'm going to develop now this dot name equal to name, this dot ID equal to ID. Now I'm going to create object for that second parameterized constructor. So what is the syntax? Nobody is reading, huh?
Class name
Hmm.
is to equal to new student of
New.
pass the arguments or values.
So give the values. Okay. So give the values, whatever the values you want.
String and ID.
Now s2 dot
Print student.
see that name and ID set, remaining things are we didn't set. That's why default values are setting for that. So these two we didn't set. We set only for, see, with the constructor also, you can set your instance variable values. So that's what I was telling yesterday. You can set your instance variable values with the setter methods. What is the other way to set the instance variable values? By creating a parameterized constructor, you can set those values. Where you are setting, this is the setting. So this parameter value you are setting to instance variable. This parameter value you are setting to instance variable. This dot ID is representing the instance variable. If you don't write this, what will happen? Now let's run this program. What happened?
It took the default values.
Even though you passed the values here, why it is not setting?
It treated the instance variable.
It is not treating, madam. It's not.
It's
So
taking
what you are giving, you understand here. You are giving a values means what? Where you are values here. Here you are giving a value. So this is a parameterized constructor you are calling. So this Raj should go to this variable, but this is not a instance variable. This is the local variable. It is same value you are assigning to same only, but not for instance variable. But here you are calling instance variables. That's why the instance variable values will be 0 only. It is not setting. It is not setting. That is the reason. So you didn't understand which is a instance variable. So these both are now local variables only, local to this constructor only. So that's why to solve that problem, to differentiate that, use this keyword. If you don't use this keyword, whatever the value you are assigning, that won't go stored in the instance variable. Clear? Nobody clear on that or no?
Yes.
Sir, once again explain, please.
If you don't set this keyword, it won't be treated as a default instance variable, madam.
Okay.
That's why you are getting this, even though you have given values here, your constructor, this is the constructor, right? Parameterized constructor. You are passing the parameter value. But this is not going and set for the instance variable. It is not setting.
Okay.
You are not instance variable. It is only for the same local variable you are setting. That's why it is not, there is no value in this ID and name.
Okay. If we do not use this keyword, it takes as a local variable, right?
Yeah, both will consider as the same
Okay.
variable. Why? Because here also same name, parameter, instance variable also same. So it is confusing. So how to call that? If you want to change that, you give the different name here, otherwise.
Okay.
Then you won't get any such kind of problems. I'll show you that in the next
Okay.
this dot ID. Now, see here, and I want to develop other things also. String branch, double field. Okay. So I already written here, right? Again, I don't want to write here. So what I need to do? How can you call this constructor here?
Student.
So we have to just call using this keyword. How to call one constructor in another constructor in the same class?
By using this keyword.
All these points are important. How to call one constructor inside another constructor. What is the keyword you need to use?
This.
This. But
keyword.
you are calling parameterized constructor. You are calling default constructor here. Which one you are going to call?
Parameterized constructor.
Parameterized means you have to put a parameters. P1 value, P2 value. If it is a default, you just call the default. So no need of parameters. So this after what you need to write a parenthesis, the parameter values you have to write. So now this one, many people doesn't know how to pass now parameters for this. This is now a constructor. So it is referring constructor. So call this. Now this means this is representing this constructor or this constructor, but you're calling which one? This constructor. This constructor has a parameters, this one and this one. So that parameter names you pass it here. Here you have already name. So just give name. Then second one, give and that's it. So you don't need to write again this code. Now this will, this of this and go and call this one. Okay. So now I need to write a branch and fee code. This dot branch equal to, for example, if I give a different name. Okay. I'll give just a F. Okay. So this So I don't need to use this here. Why I don't need to use this now? Can you understand here?
We have different.
Different name. We have different.
Instance variable is different.
Variable.
This parameter is different. So I don't need to use this keyword. So when you need this keyword, always when there is a conflict. Okay, now let's go and call this. S3. Okay, so that's it. Now see, you're calling this method. Now what is going to happen now? So this one, see, you have all the values. What happened? Course fee, we are getting 0. Still.
S3 dot.
Last S3.
S3 dot, sir. You put S2.
S3 dot. The reference, see, reference also very important. Which object you are calling? This object or this object? See, I am using S2 object reference. That's why S2 object, whatever the data is there, that data is you're getting. This memory is different, this memory is different, and this memory is different. So are you all clear now? Now in the memory, so you have a memory partitions like this. So this first object, second object, third object. So this object has only, you have name value 0 and everything. Name is 0, null, right? ID 0. And what is the next one? Branch, null. And
Fee,
fee
0.0.
0.0. But same thing here. Here you have a new student. So you are not passing anything. But here you are passing new student and you are giving a value. What are the values? Raj, you are giving
340.
then 2, 3, 4, 5 something you have given. Now in this, what you are going to have? Name is,
Raj.
so name is Raj is there. See, every object values are different. This is what I'm expecting you guys to understand. And branch is null.
No.
Every object values will be so different. And fee is 0.0. Same is, so name equal to Raj, ID equal to 456, and branch is computers. Is the other one, last one, fee. So whatever you have given, so that will get. So this is how it will store. This memory address is different. This address is different. This address, suppose that addresses are having. So I'll give that addresses also. Each address is different. Okay, each address is different. Suppose this might having 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And this might be having 8, 9, 7 like this. And this might be having like this. See, each object address is different. So this is the heap memory. What is this?
Heap memory.
This is how it will. How many objects we created here? 1,
3.
2,
3.
3. For the same class, how many objects we created? Object 1, object 2, object 3. So that in the heap memory, each time you create object, see, same variables, the data is storing in different. You want this data, you have to use a S2. S2 reference you have to use. So which reference you have to use? Here you have to use the S2 reference. Here you have to use S1 reference. So here you have to use S3 reference. So this is the how you are going to call S1 dot all this name, S1 dot ID, S1 dot branch, S1 dot fee. So what about this non-static method? It is there. Non-static method also available here. Print student details. Same will be available here also. So every object, same copy will go and store there. So whatever the values you are passing, that values will be there in that memory. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Only one voice.
Yes, sir.
What is
Yes,
this?
sir.
This much
Yes, sir.
clear visualization, if I give also, it's still doubt, huh?
No,
I
sir.
think you're
Yes,
not
sir.
in the classes. That is the reason these all problems are coming. Okay, fine. So that's it. Even I have given, see, how many constructors we created? 3 constructors. This is the constructor overloading, we call this. Default constructor, parameterizer constructor,
Parameterizer constructor.
one more parameterizer constructor. How we are differentiating them? Name is same for all of them. But what is different? Here no parameters, here 2 parameters, here 4 parameters.
4
Four
parameters.
parameter.
Only parameters count way is varying constructor to constructor. That's a constructor point. So that's all. Any questions before jumping on to the new topic in inheritance?
No questions.
Okay.
For
Yes.
the constructor, we gave first string parameter and then integer, right? If we reverse it, like first you give integer and then.
But how you develop it here, that you have to see. Okay, where you want to change? Here.
Yeah, or if I create a 2 parameter constructor by like changing
So
it.
what? How you have given here? For example, you are calling this constructor. In the another constructor also you have to give the same way. The order is different. It should not be different. I cannot give ID. I cannot give string like this.
No, I'm asking if I can declare.
You can do that. You can
Yeah.
do that. First ID, then string.
Yeah, that's it.
While defining time itself, you take decision. Okay, whatever the parameter you want first. There is no problem.
Yeah, so
Calling time should be same order.
same order. Yeah, yeah.
So here same order we followed, right?
Mhm.
Here first name is there. That's why here also first name is there. Then second ID is there. That's why second ID is there.
Yeah.
You have to follow after defining. Calling time you cannot change the order.
Yeah, it will throw error.
It will throw error. See, for example, if I pass ID here, if I pass name here, so what you got?
Yeah, error compiled.
The constructor student int string is undefined. We don't have such kind of constructor here, right?
Right.
This is
Yeah.
the error you will get. Remember these errors.
Thank you.
Good. So we have done perfectly. Let's move on to the inheritance OOPS concept. Very important OOPS concept, this one. What is meant by inheritance? Generally, forget about the Java. What is inherit in English?
Whatever comes from the parents or grandparents.
Yeah, that's what, right? So you can get all the properties of your parents' properties to you. That's you're inheriting. So it can be, so whatever this assets or anything, right? That's the same here in the inheritance also. The parent class properties and methods, you can reuse them in the child class. Child class doesn't need to create them again. That is what inheritance means. Inheritance means it is a process where one class acquires the properties of another class. That is called inheritance. So with the use of inheritance, so you can access all the parent class methods and variables in the child class directly. No need to create object, no need to call class name with the static variables, The class name dot static methods, you don't need to do that. But non-static, you have to create object for any one of them, but not any one of them, only child class. Only for child class, you need to create object. So how you can do inheritance? So you can use extends keyword. Extends keyword is the one which makes inheritance between the two classes. So the class which inherits the properties of other is known as a subclass or child class or derived class. And the class whose properties are inherited is known as a superclass or base class or parent class. So that's a different names, all are similar, okay? Don't confuse. Superclass or base class or parent class, all are same. Subclass or child class or derived class, all are same. The meaning is same in the inheritance process. Some people will call child class, some people will call subclass, some people will call derived class. Don't get confused there. So this is how a class, superclass. I have declared some variables and methods. Class, subclass name, extends parent class. Child class extends parent class. Now, what is the meaning of this? This child has a privilege to use all the parent properties in the child class without creating them again. Without creating them again means what? It is avoiding the duplication, right? Duplicate code you can avoid. Right? You are not creating them. Whatever is available here, you are directly calling them here. That is the inheritance means. In the inheritance process, if the variables or methods having a private access modifier, you cannot access them in the child class. Clear?
Yes.
You cannot access them in the child class. Private means I already told, in the same class only you can access, not in
Other classes.
other classes. That is this extends keyword, what it is doing, and private keyword. So advantage of inheritance is reusability of the code. To achieve runtime polymorphism or method overriding, you need inheritance concept. Without inheritance, runtime polymorphism is not possible at all, or method overriding is not possible at all. First, you should apply the inheritance concept, then only the method overriding comes into picture. And what are the different types of inheritances? We have the different categories. Single inheritance, that means class A extends class B. That means class B is the child, extends A. So always extends keyword after whatever is there, that's a parent. Extends keyword before whatever is there, that's a child class.
Child.
So next, multi-level inheritance. Multi-level inheritance means you are accessing your grandfather, your fathers, and all these 3 levels you are accessing, 2 more levels. So that is the multi-level inheritance. See, class A, class B, class C, 3 classes are there. So you have a class A. Class B extends to A. That means B is the child of A. So C is child of B. So is a relationship is there between the child and parent. Parent and child relationship must be there in the inheritance. Now C has a privilege to use B methods, properties. At the same time, A properties and methods also it can access directly. So C has a privilege to access 2 levels. 2 levels properties C. So C can access. That is called multi-level inheritance. Multiple levels this C is accessing. Next, hierarchical inheritance. Hierarchical means one parent has a multiple childs. That's a possible, right? So now class B is the child of A. Class C also child of A. That means same parent can be, parent properties can be used by one child, and same parent properties can be used by another child C also. So that's the parent-child relationship. So in the inheritance, you can achieve that. So this is the hierarchical inheritance. And last one, multiple inheritance. If you have a ABC 3 classes, so class C extends A comma B. This is called multiple inheritance. Don't confuse with multi-level and multiple. Multiple means one class extends multiple classes. That is multiple inheritance. This is not possible in case of class in Java. Multiple inheritance is not supported by Java in case of class. Why it doesn't support, or what is the reason? So let me give you the explanation. So to make the design very simple, to avoid confusion, they are not supporting the multiple inheritance in case of class. What is the question? Why Java doesn't support multiple inheritance in case of class? What is the answer you have to give? To make the design very simple and to avoid confusion, they are not supporting. And how you can prove that? So suppose, assume that there are 3 classes, A, B, C. And A class, you have one method, common method, M1 method, M2 methods. B class also you have same M1 and M2 methods, but logics are different, both the classes. Now you extended, C extends to A comma B. Now you are calling M1 in the C. Now compiler will get confusion here. M1 method, it has to go and pick from A or B. Because it has both classes, you have a method. From which class it has to go and pick? Because the M1 method is there in the A class and B class also. So that confusion arises for the compiler. That's why to avoid that confusions, and they are not supporting at all multiple inheritance. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how to call parent class static members in the child class? So what is the answer?
Directly call static method name.
Static variable name.
Static.
That's it. No need of, generally, if you don't apply inheritance, one class static variables, how can you call in another class?
Using
By
class
using class name dot
Correct.
method.
You are correct. Class name dot
static
static.
variable.
Static method.
Static method. If it is a method, method. If it is a variable, static class name dot static variable.
Static variable.
But if you apply inheritance means what? Subclass extends
Class
Parent
extends
class.
parent class.
If you write like that, then you don't need to mention the prefix, the class name. Directly you can call the static method and static variable in the child class. Is this clear for everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you create object for parent class in the inheritance process inside the child class main method, you cannot access child class members with that object reference. Suppose child class has a non-static methods, non-static variables. Parent class, you already have a non-static methods and non-static variables. But if you create object for the parent class in the child class main method, you cannot access with that object reference child class methods and child class variables. Non-static variables, non-static variables, non-static methods, you cannot call with a parent class object reference. So that's why always you create object for child class only to call both the class non-static methods and non-static variables. So what is the concept in the inheritance process? To call the child and parent class non-static members. So for which class you need to create object? Only for child class you create
Child
object.
class.
Then with the child class object reference, you can call the parent class non-static methods, child class non-static methods also with a single object. That is the change in the inheritance process. So let's go and see this inheritance process, and we can quickly do the new class. I'm going to create a new class. This is the best example. That's why I'm taking this. I don't want main method because this is my parent class. Employee is the parent class. So what are the employees properties are going to have?
Employee ID.
Name.
Company name.
ID, company, salary.
Typo?
Yeah, right.
Salary.
Double.
So company name also I want to define. Company name, what kind of variable I need to define? Statica, non-statica?
Oh,
Not
static. It's common for every.
Common. This is a common, right? Company name is going to be common for all the employees. So it's a common thing. Common thing, what you need to use?
Static.
static.
So that's it. So I'm going to create a how to create a setters and getters for this? Select all of them, right click.
Right click, source,
Get
setter method,
So where you want to
select
generate
all
after company name.
after company.
Select all first.
Select all.
See that? Set EMP name, get EMP name. Set EMP ID, get EMP ID.
Get in.
Set EMP cell, get EMP cell. But here also setter method is there for company name and for getter method for company name. But did you use this keyword here? Can you observe? This is a very important point. Are you using this keyword here? How we are referring the static variable here?
The employee class.
Class name dot.
Class name dot.
Class name dot static variable you are referring. So the company name. Is this clear? I'm not using this keyword here. Why I'm not using this keyword? This is not an instance variable.
Static.
This is the static variable. Static variable always you will refer with a class.
Yes.
Class name dot static variable company. So you got a confusion. This is the static variable. This is the parameter. Both are having same name. Such cases, static variable, how you can call? With a
Class name.
class name. Class name dot static variable, and right side one no parameter.
Parameter.
So are you all clear on this point?
Yes.
Yes.
If it is a non-static variable, what we are doing?
This dot.
Using this keyword.
This keyword we are prefixing. That's the difference. This keyword you cannot use inside the static methods. Remember that point. Okay. So I'm going to create a few more methods also here. All public, right? I'll create one private method. Just a method templates I'm creating, okay? So I want to send a notification for all the employees once. Okay, so done. So that's all my employee class development. See, can you tell me what kind of class is this now in the OOPS concepts?
Encapsulation.
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 Variables are private, methods are public.
What kind of class is this? What kind of OOPS concept is there here?
Encapsulation.
Encapsulation class. This is the encapsulation class. Encapsulated class because your variables are
Variables
private
are private, methods are
and methods
public.
are public. So now I'm going to create a first manager class. So manager is an employee or not?
Yes.
Right? He is an employee. So it is maintaining a relationship. So how to do extends?
Employee.
Employee.
Extends employee. So let's go and create. I'll just take some methods. Okay. Quickly, we will finish that. Let me take from previous. So manager class. Where is manager class? Calling, I'll show you. Okay, don't worry. So I'm creating one variable, bonus variable. That bonus variable I'm supplying with a constructor. How you can say bonus variable? You need to pass. That means you have to take a parameterized constructor. So public. So manager int
Bonus.
this dot bonus equal to bonus. So and see, I'm creating a get bonus method. So setter method I am not creating. Why?
Constructor in the constructor you are
Already parameterized constructor is setting this bonus value. So I don't need a setter method here. I need a getter method to get this value. So that's why I created a getter method for that. So then one static method, one non-static method I created for this manager class. So that means manager class has a non-static variable, non-static method, static method. So I have a non-static method also. Two non-static methods, one non-static variables, one static method is there. Now, let's call how to call. So this is following inheritance. This is called inheritance. How I am saying it is inherited?
Extends keyword.
Extend
Extends.
keyword.
Extends
Use
keyword.
extend.
This is the inheritance process. So the manager class can call all the employee class methods. So let's go and call the first static methods you call. Static methods. So what are the static methods of child class? Manage team. So this is the manager class static method. And another one, set company name. So I'm setting the company name. So another one, I'm going to send a notification. See that. So these two methods coming from where?
From the parent.
Employee.
Employee.
From employee class. But this class is coming from child class, the current class.
Manage.
So see, you are calling static methods directly, no need of class name. So that's the one thing I want to cover. I covered it here. So next, I want to call, sir, what will happen if I create object for employee class? So let's create object for employee class. So employee, so E equal to new employee.
Employee.
So what I told you, with this object, you can call only employee class methods, but not
Child
this
class.
manager
Child
class.
class.
Manager.
See, it is not there. E dot set emp id. I can do that. But I cannot call E dot attend status meeting is not there. See that? It's not there. This is the non-static method is not there. So that's why you have to create object only
The child class.
Child class.
with the child class. So child class is so manager
Manager.
new.
New manager.
Is this correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Then why you are getting error if it is correct?
We have
Parameters.
So this class has a
parameters.
Parameters.
constructor. So while creating object, what you need to do? You have to pass the
Pass the arguments. Values.
argument. Value you need to pass. So I'm passing the value. That's it. So what is the
This
type
is
we defined?
int.
Integer.
Int.
So integer means no need of that. That's it. So now you see, I'm going to call parent class and child class methods also you can call. See, attend method is there. So even I can call set empid m dot set emp name. Okay, so whatever you want, you can give this. Right, and what else? M dot, what left now? Any other methods? All the sector methods we called ID and done. So now you can call get bonus, you can print it if you want. So manager name is, you can call manager name m dot
Employee.
hmm?
Get employee name.
get employee name. Getter methods for getting the value you set there. Now you can get it right with the getter methods. Did he create these methods in this class, manager class?
No. Class. Okay.
Get
Employee salary.
so get the bonus also. So bonus is a get bonus method is available in which class?
Manager.
Manager class. See, these are coming from parent class and this is coming from this class, manager class. See, with a single object, you are able to call parent class methods and child class methods also. So you can call manager belongs to which company? How can you get the company name?
Get.
Company.
That company. So that's all about this. You can execute this. See, that's all the data you're getting properly. Okay. This is something too much. That's going for all that. Okay. So that's it. All inheritance process. This is the single inheritance. So next class, I'll show you other inheritances. Then we can close and we'll move on to next other OOPS concepts. We have inheritance, polymorphism,
Abstraction.
abstraction, right? So mostly we'll try to finish by next week. And one more week is there to complete the Java. One more week or another 2 weeks. By April 15th, Java will be over. Then, so we're going to start the Selenium again.
So Sunday we have class or?
Yes, we do have Sunday a class because Monday